Hey guys, Hasiel here with Night Multimedia. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a glossy button inside of Photoshop CS6. Now this button you may want to choose to use it as a something to put on your Facebook page, on your YouTube, embed into your video, to your website. There's so many possibilities and ways of using this, and I hope you like it and it's easy for you to follow. Let's not waste any more time and let's get right to it. First, what you want to do is open up Photoshop if you haven't already, and this is the what we're going to be creating today. First of all, you need to make a new document. So you go to File, New. Now you can name this whatever you want for this sake. So I'm going to put it, name it a Glossy Button Tutorial. Okay, and you want to make it 800 width by 500 height. Make sure it's pixels. Now this you can set it to whatever you like, but in reality your computer screen can only see up to 72 pixels per inch, so it just really depends. I usually work with 300 pixels per inch resolution because I like to be able to go back and forth between higher project and smaller projects, so it's more flexible for me. But for the for this example, we're just going to go with the 72 pixels. Okay, click OK. First of all, let's see. Let's make this background like a dark gray, not too dark. Okay. What you want to do is hit Alt Delete, and it'll fill it up with that background. Or maybe you're in Mac, it's Option Delete. Okay. Let's get right to it. Click on the Shape tool. Go to Rounded Rectangle tool. And here what you want to do is be sure to set the radius to 20 and make sure that your stroke is at none here. Otherwise it's going to create a stroke that you might not want. Okay, so now what you want to do is change the fill color to a lighter blue. That should be fine here. And just drag. And you can hold your space bar while you're dragging, and you can like place it wherever you're gonna want it. That should be fine around right there. That looks good. You can make sure let's center this. So while holding Shift, click on the background layer. It's gonna select both of those, and what you want to do is go to the Select tool and hit this second here, and then second to last on here. That's gonna center it in the workspace. Now what you want to do is give it a little some layer styles. Okay, you don't want to do bevel because it's going to look a little bit weird. Go to stroke. You want to give it stroke 3 pixels should be fine, and you want to set it to outside. You want to change the color to a lighter blue. Actually, click cancel. You want to change the fill type to gradient. And let's see, this you want to set to 90, I believe. Yes, 90. That way the brighter side is on top and the dark is on the bottom. You want to click your gradient map here. Change this to a darker blue. Let's see, darker blue. Not too dark though. Make sure it's not too dark. It has some color to it. That should be around fine, which is 057 CC8. Hit OK. Now go to your white and change that to, let's see, you just want to click here and then we'll go from there. Just go to a lighter color. You don't want it to match the back. You want to go a little bit lighter than that. So we're just going to go lower here. And let's see, let's go lighter here. Let's see. That should be fine there. Let's see, I want to make this darker though at the bottom. Let's see, let's make it more blue. 0870B2. Okay, that looks about okay. Hit OK on both of those. Inner shadow, yes, so we want to make it 90 degrees here. Actually make it negative 90 degrees, so it's on the bottom. Let's see, distance. Let's work with this. You don't want it too much. Yeah, I guess 5 should be alright. Let's feather it a little bit. Make it around 6. Now you want to go to inner glow, or actually you want to change the inner shadow's color. Make it like a blue, a darker blue. Let's see. That should be fine. It's 04539C. Hit OK. The inner glow, you want to change that to change the color also. Make it like a light blue. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's increase here the choke and the size here. That's looking pretty good. So choke 6 and size 54. Now what you want to do is you might want to do this, you might not want to, but you can add a gradient overlay. And let's see. Or actually not the color overlay, because we already have color. Gradient overlay. I hit the wrong one there. And let's see, you want to go to overlay here, the color, and see how it gives it that little smooth. Let's see the difference here. See? But the thing is that you don't want that white up there. Let's make this a little bit like a darker gray, because we're going to add the accent later on right now. Hit OK. You can choose to add a pattern to it, but for this sake we're not going to. Let's see. Outer glow. Hit that outer glow. Let's see. Make that a light blue. Hit OK. You want to hit the spread a little bit more and the size. Not too much, because you don't want it to overwhelm the project. Let's see. Whoa, that's a lot. Let's go down. So 13 for size and spread, 8 should be fine. Also, we want to add a drop shadow just to create some depth here. Let's see. You don't want to use a global light because it's gonna look, weird or different from what I'm planning. So negative 90, and let's see. Let's hit to normal. Where is my shadow? Let's see. Let's do the distance here. Okay. Yeah, so not negative 9, then it's 90. Yes, 90. One. Go down a little. Size, make it go down. Distance about 10. Spread about, let's see, 1 should be fine, and then let's work with this. 8. Yeah, 8 should be good. Hit OK. Alright. Now what you want to do is hit Command and click on your layer, or if you're on a Mac, it's Control and click. It's going to select your shape layer here. What you want to do is create a new layer and hit Alt or Option Delete. It's going to fill with the gray. It doesn't really matter what color it is. Let's see, what we're going to do is, and then what you want to do is hit Command D to deselect, or Alt D to deselect on the Windows. Then you want to hit Command T to transform, or Alt T on the Windows, and you want to hold shift and drag this, and be sure to be holding shift and command or shift and alt on a Mac, on a Windows. Let's see here. Actually, it's option shift or alt shift, and then just drag in, and just a little bit so it bites in a little bit. That should be fine. Hit enter. You want to command click or alt click, and what you want to do now is make a new layer, make this one invisible. You're not going to need it anymore. Go to the gradient, make sure you're on the color to invisible, or solid to no background, and make sure it's white to nothing. Now drag from the bottom up on that same layer, make sure that same layer is selected, and you're gonna get that white, but you don't, it's actually gray, so you want to switch this, the foreground to background, and so forth. Go down and drag, there we go. Command D to deselect, or Alt D to deselect. That's looking pretty good. Now let's see, I want to drag this a little bit down, so I'm gonna get my move tool, and with the arrows I'm just gonna adjust it here. That looks pretty good. Now what you want to do is get the elliptical marquee here, go across the layer on this one. Let's see, there we go. What we're going to want to do is feather it a little bit, about 10 pixels should be fine, and then hold command option shift I. No, actually that was wrong. It was command option I or command alt. Command control shift. It's so confusing with all these short keys, but we'll get through it. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is hit this map here to create a map, and it's gonna erase all that. And here what we want to do is have the mask selected here, and make sure you get the brush tool. Make sure you have a soft brush about medium size, and you just want to kind of smooth this out. Make sure it's white, or actually black should be work fine. Yeah, it's black. It's your foreground color. You just kind of erase this here. I think I want to increase the size here. You can hit the bracket on your right bracket, and it'll make it big, or left bracket to make it small on your keyboard. Okay, let's see. We're just gonna just a little bit, not too much. Looking good. Get your move tool now. Now what we're gonna do is get your eclipse tool again, make a new layer, and this time we're gonna sort of hit the edge like this and fill it in with white. Alt delete. Oh, actually undo that, which is option command Z to undo, or yeah, same, or alt option Z for Windows. Make sure your feather is off. That was my mistake. And fill it in again. Alt delete. And why is it doing that? It's not supposed to. You know what? It's my selection that's like that. So make sure before you use the elliptical marquee tool, it's your feathers down to 0. Let's do this again. That looks about right there. Okay, now fill it in with white. Alt option delete. Okay, now command delete to deselect, or control D, Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna select this layer with the original shape here, and we're gonna command click it to select it, or let's see, or control select click to select it on the Windows. Now what you're gonna do is inverse the selection by holding Command Shift I or Control Shift I on Windows, and we're gonna create a layer mask. Wait, what happened there? Oops, I was on the wrong. Make sure you're on layer 3. Make sure you're on layer 3. Now create the mask, and you can make this invisible. Actually, you didn't need to inverse it. Just how it is there, it's fine. Make sure you undo that once again. And while this is selected, you can now create the mask. There we go. Make sure this one is visible. Now what we want to do is bring down the fill on this one. Bring it down to around, let's see, to about 30. Let's type it in, 30. And this one, your bottom layer, make sure it's set to around, let's see, around 80 is fine. Now we're getting there, it's looking good. Okay, now what we're going to do is get the text layer, and you can use any font for this one. For this, I'm going to use Arena or Arena, whatever that is, and I'm going to type in night. Okay, I'm going to drag it, and I'm going to Command T to resize it, or Control T on a Windows. I'm just going to hold Shift and drag in, and Command, actually Shift, Alt, and drag to keep the proportions and everything else. Let's see, now we're gonna drag this way just to center it there. Hit enter. Now we want to change the color of that. Go over here to your character tab here. Now we want to get like a dark blue, medium dark blue. It's fine. That should be fine. And let's drag this to the top just so we can see the font itself. Now what you want to do is double click on it, go to your layer style. What you want is inner shadow. It's going to create that inner shadow there. We want to change this to a lighter blue, or actually a darker blue, not black, and that looks pretty good there. Hit OK. Hit OK. We don't need to change any of this. It looks pretty good. Okay, now what you're going to do is hold Option or Alt and drag to create another a copy of that layer, text layer. Now I'm going to change this to multimedia, and I'm gonna select the select tool and Command T to resize it, or Control T on the Windows, and I'm gonna drag it in, just kind of center it with my other text, and hit enter. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be perfect. So what we're gonna do is hit Command and click on this one to select that one. Go down, scroll down, and go to your background layer. Command and click on that one. Now what we're gonna do is go up and hit this second tab here, and then second to last also. And actually, okay, now we're gonna get the night layer. Deselect away from the layer, hit the night layer, hit this, click on this and drag up, and then click on the other one and drag down. That way it's centered. Be sure to hold shift, that way you go straight down. Okay, looking good. Alright, so now we're gonna drag these two under the glossy. Looking good, huh? Alright, it looks pretty good now. We just need to give it a little few adjustment. I think I'm gonna make the drop down on this rounded rectangle a little bit darker. It's too blended in there. And let's see. Let's see. We'll make it like let's see. Whoa, 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 whoa. Change the distance to about say 11. I don't want this to be too sharp, so I'm gonna bring it down to about 30 and the size 10. It looks about right. Yeah, and there you have it. If you want to see it in full view, go to screen mode, full mode. There you have it. A button for your website or your blog or whatever you want to use this for. We're done with this, and just give it a like, a thumbs up. Be sure to leave a comment and subscribe. Thank you for joining me today. Hasiel, signing out.